Welcome to a live version of the AI Edge podcast. We are here recording live from Las Vegas at CES.
Vegas.
Happy New Year.
This is amazing. Happy New Year.
This is happening. So as usual, I'm your host of the AI Edge podcast. I'm Shiv Gupta. I have my fearless co-host with me live. This is weird.
That's me.
This is a little weird.
Hi, camera.
Hi. We usually do this over like video.
I know.
So this is a little weird. And then we have a very special guest with us, Mike Ditter. Mike, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, happy to. Mike Ditter. I lead AI and emerging tech at Diageo. What else to know about me? I am a technically fluent builder who in 2026, I'm all about building capability.
Nice.
To unlock value.
Love that. And we're going to talk a lot more about that. So quickly, as with every AI Edge podcast, we're going to quickly summarize some of the things that are happening. Not too much, because honestly, there was too much happening to summarize it all. But a few things happened. XAI raised $20 billion. So
That's it?
$20 billion for Elon Musk's fun AI side project.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty crazy. There was a ton of announcements at CES from ad companies and marketing companies. We're not going to get into all of them right now. You can read the AI Edge newsletter for that. There was also there was also a bunch of consumer side announcements, and that's really what I want to talk to you about to kick things off.
Totally.
Because you walked the floor, and I have not been able to walk the floor.
Ooh. I mean, that's why I come. I mean, I love walking the floor, right? Because you can talk to startups, you can talk to really well-established companies, and you just learn so much, right? There's awesome. Something like, 10,000, 15,000 different exhibitors.
Wow.
150,000 people. I mean, this is the place to see what is happening and to learn so much. That's why I do that. It's amazing.
So Mike, tell us. So you walked the floor twice today. Well, the convention center and then the Venetian, right?
Yeah, because there is just so many spaces to go. Yeah, right. So I did it yesterday. I did it today.
Okay. Yeah, so tell us what popped out at you, what was interesting, anything, just generally speaking, obviously specific to AI, anything pop out at you that was interesting, and then what does that mean? What does that mean for marketing and advertising? What does that mean for brand side folks? Would love to get your take on that.
Yeah, so what I find most interesting is, AI is embedded in almost everything, right? But we are getting kind of one step closer to kind of seeing what this new human AI interface looks like, right? Yep. We've seen a lot of really cool innovations in the last year, right? You think about like the Meta Ray-Bans, you think about the announcement from Google, and you see that out on the floor. I mean, it is amazing. And that human AI interface, right? You think right now we type into an LLM to kind of like get an output.
Boring.
Right? I mean, that is so 2025, just like 6.7. Do you know what 6.7 is? That is 2025.
My kids say it all the time. I have no idea what that means.
Let's move on. So in 2026, we are one step closer to the human AI interface evolving. And I'm so excited about voice. I run a lot of capability programs. One of the first things I teach everyone is about turning on voice, right? Because with voice,
totally.
When you interact with voice, with AI, you can give it so much more context. And so that's really exciting. I mean, I saw a lot of really cool innovations in kind of food, beverage, and I'm very excited about kind of this, this continued evolution that we're seeing.
So I got a question for you on the voice. I kind of got, turned on to using voice to interact with LLMs at some point in 2025. I have to admit, I get very self-conscious. I work in a co-working space, and I'm self-conscious about being like that guy who's literally talking to a robot all day into his little headset. But at the same time, I'm like, it's probably what you got to do, buddy. It just works better that way. So do you work from home? You work in an office? You go take walks around the block? When and how do you talk to AI?
I am pretty much the most embarrassing person to be around. So I
feel sorry for your kids.
Well, and my wife. So I take Metro North into Grand Central because we work out of the 3 World Trade Center, and my wife rides the train with me, and she'll just kind of elbow me and be like stop it, because I'm I do that all the time. And I think you just got to get over it. I mean,
Yeah, all right.
it's
over
normal.
yourself.
Damn it.
Yeah, get over yourself.
I
Myles.
thought there was going to be some silver bullet, you know.
Okay, so Mike, what we really want to hear from you. So you are the lead of AI at Diageo, a massive brand with tons of sub brands, and that seems like a really important job right now. And so we want to hear a little bit about what does the job entail, and then get into some of the specifics of it. But can you give the audience just like what are you doing? What are you working on? What problems are you solving?
Yeah. Thank you for asking. First of all, I feel so privileged to have this role, right? This is such an interesting, dynamic period to be working in this space. If you're curious, if you love learning, it is the time to be alive and be kind of working and playing kind of with the tools and new things that are coming out. At Diageo, I focus primarily on marketing, right? Marketing is kind of the tip of the spear, I think, for a lot of organizations because there are a ton of use cases right now where you can unlock real value for marketing organizations. And so we focus on a couple different things. So one is how we use AI for content and content creation. And don't get me wrong, there is an incredibly important role for creatives here still. This is not replacing the human. This is augmenting the human, right? Because if you think about it, in a world where a bunch of people are creating with AI, the things that are going to cut through are those things done with style and agency. Style being kind of like the uniquely human creative element I put on it. And then agency to find kind of the right problem or the right opportunity to go after. So part of it is around content and content production workflows.
Okay.
Part of it is around enabling enterprise AI. So just think about it. If I came and I said, I'd really like a job with you, but I don't use email, what would you say to me?
You're not getting the job, Mike.
Right? And so it's just so commonplace, right? We all use that tool today, and that fundamentally changed how we communicate and work with one another. These generative AI tools, and I don't just mean LLMs, there's a full suite of tools that are very exciting. 11 Labs for voice and conversational AI, Replit, Cursor, Lovable, Bolt, for kind of, like the IDE class of kind of things that allow you to create things. I think over time, that's going to be the tool set that we use in the business context, right? Just like we communicate today with Excel and PowerPoint. So the second thing I focus on is on enabling enterprise AI, and it is a journey. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not using Replit and Cursor. You have to start at a baseline, right? And the baseline is building capability in the organization, lifting everyone up, and giving them the foundational skills to thrive in platforms like ChatGPT for enterprise, as an example. And then the third thing I focus on is like very specific use cases that unlock and create value for the organization. So you think about Diageo. Diageo is such an amazing organization with powerhouse brands. For those in the audience who don't know about Diageo's amazing portfolio of brands, we have everything from Guinness. An amazing beer with a Guinness Zero for those who are doing Dry January, a great product, under 60 calories, to a brilliant lineup: Don Julio, Casamigos, Crown Royal, Bullet, Kettle, Smirnoff. It's like naming your kids if you don't name them all. I can't. But an amazing portfolio. So an amazing portfolio of iconic brands. We're a powerhouse of innovation and insight. And just think about that. If you have all of that at your fingertips, this world that we live in with the tools that we now have at hand can help you unlock amazing gems within kind of that wealth of data. So the third thing I focus on is very specific use cases in kind of growth areas like that.
Can I ask, maybe tying back to, walking the show floor earlier around CES, is, through, the lens of Diageo, and you're looking at CES through those eyes, do you see changes in the way that your customers are going to be coming to you, or maybe even sort of consuming your products? Like, did you spot anything on the show floor? It's like, oh my God, like that's our customers are going to be doing this next, by the end of next year, we'll all be talking about this.
Not only do you see it on the show floor, you see it everywhere you are. I mean, just like look down and look at how people are using their phone. I mean, that is what I do.
Yeah.
And, ChatGPT has, I think, north of 850 million, maybe 900 million monthly active users. Gemini, I think, has around 500 million monthly active users. And so there is this huge base of consumers using generative AI. And that's really important, right? Because they're using these tools, not just to, figure out how to navigate the convention floor, but they're using it for search and discovery to find products, to find interesting information.
Yeah. I want to go back to some of your work at Diageo. So you kind of broke it down into those 3 areas. I want to hear a little bit from you of like how you're like implementing some of what you're working on, like the use case thing, for example. Like, how are you identifying the right use cases, or like even just introducing the right tool sets into the organization? Like, how are you are there any things that you found in your work so far that like people that are listening could be like, oh, that's a really important, interesting nugget that I could apply in my work?
Yeah, let me give you my pro tips. Okay.
Yeah. Pro tips.
And so first of all, when I talk about AI capability, right? Yeah. AI capability is the human layer. It's the human layer that allows you to move from AI potential to AI performance. Mm-hmm. And there's a couple key things that are very important. So first is you need to make it immediately useful, right?
Yeah.
You need to be focused on things that are immediately useful. Otherwise, 100%. You're going to lose your audience right away. Mm-hmm. The pro tip behind this, if you want to know how to make AI immediately useful.
Wait, is Sam Altman listening?
show someone deep research. Deep research is the coolest feature, right? It's in ChatGPT, it's in Gemini, it's in Claude. My 5-year-old loves it. Do you want to know what the last thing is that I researched for my 5-year-old?
I love it. Yeah.
Guess how much dinosaur pee is in this water bottle? Can I say that? Sorry, can I?
You can
curse if you'd like.
Okay. Yeah. Guess how much dinosaur pee is in this water bottle?
0%, I hope.
What 1%? What 1% of this water has been peed out by a dinosaur?
Wow.
I don't understand this.
Good for the dinosaurs, I guess.
I can show you the math.
So you deep researched this on ChatGPT?
Well, it just started as a conversation. We were curious, and
really
so. The point about deep research, because I understand, we're talking to a business audience here. Well, not everyone wants to know about dinosaur pee.
No, that's great. I do. That's like a Microsoft interview question right there.
Yeah, that's a great.
How much dinosaur pee is in this bottle
Exactly.
of water?
Do the math.
Yeah.
Prove it out for me. There are so many different use cases, right? For from everything from surfacing consumer or competitive intel, right? You can mine, all of Reddit. You can, mine just this vast repository of information, right? These are research grade, 20, sometimes 30-page long reports. Mm-hmm. And so, first pro tip, make it immediately useful.
I love that. Yep.
Second pro tip, you need to approach this with empathy. Okay, mm-hmm. People are coming at this from very different places, right? And so, approaching everyone with a good bit of empathy and humility to kind of understand the human and kind of where they're coming from is critically important.
Absolutely.
The third thing is you have to make it stick. Okay, it has to be something that sticks. Here's my pro tip here.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're someone who's saying like, I don't know how to do that, change your browser, your default browser to ChatGPT, right? Like make it Comet. Like,
isn't it called Comet? Is it called Comet?
Yeah, the new browser. You mean?
Yes. The new agentic.
Yeah, and so you could do that, but you actually have to have a MacBook.
Oh, you mean change the homepage?
Change your homepage. Change your homepage to chat. Like make it stick. Make it a habit. Which is, like, how do you integrate it into kind of your daily routines? If you're someone who's saying like, how do I really kind of like get started with it? Make it something that if you usually would go to kind of your preferred, search engine, try to start with kind of an AI first workflow.
I think it's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
Okay. To wrap it up, you said this to me earlier today when we were chatting. I'm going to seed the question to you. and I hope you give me the same answer. What do you think is the biggest opportunity with AI in our industry? Like, where's the big opportunity for us to realize what do we need to do to get there and actually maximize the value of AI?
Yeah. So, you know, let me preface this by saying about 6 months ago, I won a hackathon in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow.
And this was, there was
Nice.
there was 200 kind of like hardcore coders, right?
Wow.
I don't have a computer science degree. I did molecular biology. And what that taught me was that the gap between kind of like imagination and implementation has completely collapsed, right? And this is, it's not a tool bottleneck, it is a capability bottleneck. And so I think the number one thing in 2026 is about building capability, right? Because we are all going to kind of like rise up and be able to kind of architect this future if we collectively build capability in one another. And that's really fun, right? When we all start operating at level 10, right? When we're kind of in there, kind of building these new kind of things that we could only imagine before, it is a very, very fun world.
Love that.
Nice.
I think people need to be trained.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mike, for joining us for this very special live episode.
Yeah,
from
thanks, Mike.
CES.
Thanks, Shiv.
We
Thanks, Myles.
appreciate it.